The mount. The mount is a position of control that we're looking to acquire because it has a better percentage of control and submission than all the others. Now, when I say that, I'm very biased. The idea of mount goes back to old school jujitsu. The job originally was to manage distance to manage damage. We were supposed to clinch. We were supposed to take them down and then end up on top of them because it's harder for them to punch us from underneath mount. Now, if we start to think about statistics of competition, completely different. But when it comes to conflict, the ability to clinch, take someone down, and control from a dominant space, that's what we're looking for, specifically in this. We want to make sure that we are looking to progress past a guard, past side control, and then get into a mounted position. The basics of holding a mount. That can be changed given instructor. All instructors have their own flavor. It's an art. It literally is an art. So if you're painting, one guy likes watercolors, the other guy likes crayons, okay? The idea of the mount in my world is to control the middle because I have a foundation that I abide by like a code. If it goes outside that code, it's silly goose in my world. I want to control the middle from the mount. So here's a quick demonstration of what the mount is and why I control from the middle. I pass the legs. I'm in side control. That affords me the ability to get into the mount. Now, when I go to the mount, there's the hips, and then there's the shoulders, okay? So if we think of this as a big brick of annoying, shoulder, hip, hip, shoulder. Those are the 4 points that are the most annoying for me, but they're also the ones that are going to afford the most control and submission. I want to start here in the middle. So imagine when we're on the mount, we want to be in the middle of that brick. When I'm here in the middle, that was flawless mount take right there. When I'm here in the middle, my hands can touch the mat. My knees are not going to be spread wide and they're not going to be pinching tight. They're just gently connected and I'm never going to sit on him. I don't want my hips back on his hip bone. I want to be gently disconnected. Right now, it doesn't feel like anything to you, does it? Lift your hips. I didn't go anywhere. Lift your hips. I go everywhere. I want to make sure that I'm not sitting on him. He's not a couch. If I'm sitting on him and he moves and I move, I'm doing it wrong, okay? The idea is to have him be a step behind what we're trying to do. If I am sitting low on the hips, when he lifts his hips, everything he does is going to bother me. If I am sitting too high on his shoulders, his legs can come up and they can start to bother me. My job is to be here in the middle. If my butt comes back and he lifts his hips, I'm going to get moved. Come back down. If I take my tailbone off of him, when he lifts his hips, I gently push into that and I come back to the middle. That seems like nothing. It looks like nothing. It is everything. And he can attest to this. And let's show that. Just turn this way. Freeze here. I want you to hold my belt, please. I want you to lift your hips and push me over your head. Now bring your knees together and put them between my legs. You win. Come back. Do the same thing. Go. Why isn't it working? He looks sad. You can't see it on the camera, but he looks sad. So the idea is you're not supposed to be bigger, stronger, or faster. You're supposed to own the middle and let the other person suck at things, okay? So if my hip bone goes past my knees, that means he can bring his legs in and do the coolest new thing. If I was to just gently sit my tailbone back and say, no, I don't want to do that, it kind of like puts a wrench in the cogs. Right? So me owning the middle, that's the first port of call. Now, let's talk about other things. If I was to shoot hooks in, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but right now he's much closer to doing an elbow escape. Go on that side. Yes, come back. Than he was from here. Do an elbow escape. Okay, so your maintenance is supposed to be very minimal. It's not supposed to be faster, stronger. I gotta scramble. If you have to put the word scramble in anything you're doing, you're not doing jiu-jitsu, you're scrambling, right? The idea is control. So slow motion, start to sit up that way. I'm not gonna let you, okay? Slow motion, start to elbow escape that way. I'm not gonna let you, okay? I want you to push me off and to a side, please. I'm not gonna let you. The idea is to know basic maintenance, not elaborate movements. Control the middle. If he pushes, you pull. If he lifts, you sit, etc.